Welcome to my third annual Skin Tint Roundup collab with my beautiful friend Cindy, who has the wonderful channel Beyond 50 Skin. Between the two of us, we will be reviewing and ranking at least 10 different new-ish skin tints for dry, mature skin. I will link Cindy's video in the description box below, so after you watch this video, please make sure to pay Cindy a visit. I can't wait to see what Cindy came up with. As usual, all the products I'm talking about today, all the makeup I have on my face, and all my discount codes will be listed and linked in the description box below and in the top pinned comment and in YouTube shopping if available. Now keep in mind, my 65-year-old skin is quite dry with the usual lines, wrinkles, and sunspots. What I'm looking for in an everyday skin tint is light to very light medium coverage with a hydrated satin to a radiant finish. Just enough coverage to even my skin tone, maybe diffuse my sunspots, and leave me with a healthy, my skin but better, soft glow. So today I am reviewing and ranking 5 different skin tints ranging from drugstore to high-end. 3 are on the newer side and 2 I've had my eyes on for about a year. Now I have been testing these for weeks and in some cases months, so I do have fully formed opinions. For consistency, I applied all the tints over my usual skincare and I applied all of them over my Dermatology Broad Spectrum SPF 45. Now, the reason I chose this SPF is because it is untinted, it's moisturizing but not overly glowy, so as not to alter the coverage or the finish of the skin tints. Anyway, let's get into it, starting with my least favorite. We will end with my most favorite, which is also the tint I'm wearing today. Like I said, we're starting at the bottom, and this might be an unpopular opinion. So if you happen to love this product, please don't be offended. We're all different. But my only fail is the new L'Oreal Lumi La Glow Skin Tint. Now this runs $16.99, but it only contains 24.8 ml, much less than the usual 30 ml in most foundations, so definitely on the pricey side for the drugstore. Now this does come in 16 shades, and the shade 120 Light Neutral works very well for me. The consistency feels really nice at first. Nice, lightweight, serum-y, creamy consistency. But I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there is definite metallic shimmer in there, and that is where they lost me. Ingredient highlights include cocoa caprylate, glycerin, and cornstarch. You know, I don't recall seeing cornstarch on a skin tint or a foundation ingredient list before. Also contains niacinamide, vitamin E, and silica. It is fragrance-free and contains no drying alcohol. As far as the claims, Healthy Glow meets breathable coverage in a lightweight water-based skin tint. Formulated with reflective pearls and blurring pigments, this hydrating serum gives a healthy, soft-lit glow. The weightless texture melts into the skin for a breathable second skin finish. Easy to blend and build. Skin feels moisturized, not greasy. Seamlessly even skin for smoother looking skin. Unfortunately, I disagree with every single one of their claims. I find application tricky. It starts setting right away, so you do have to work quickly. You know, with skin tints, I usually do prefer to blend with my fingers, but this one is very streaky and patchy with finger application. Definitely better with a brush. This gives very solid medium coverage right off the bat, more like a foundation than a tint. As far as the finish, it looks okay on camera, but in person, the reflective pearls gives me metallic Tin Man rather than a hydrated, juicy glow. Definitely accentuates pores, texture, lines, and wrinkles. And it actually makes my skin look and feel drier as the day wears on. I am not a fan, which is disappointing and surprising because L'Oreal usually does a really nice job with their complexion products. Luckily, this is the only fail today. Oh my gosh, you guys, my wireless microphone completely stopped working. So I'm back to my old microphone. Hopefully I can balance the sound out in editing. Anyway, moving on. Luckily, I do enjoy these next 4 skin tints for different reasons. So these are very loosely ranked. Next up, we have Makeup Forever Super Boost Lightweight Moisturizing Skin Tint with Hyaluronic Acid. That is a mouthful. Now this is $36 for the standard 30 mLs. Right off the bat, I am really not a fan of the gimmicky packaging. What you're supposed to do is press down here, which I do find awkward and a little bit difficult. Well, I have it here. See, it's just awkward. And there is the consistency. Now, this does come in 16 shades, but there's only one light shade, and it's light with golden undertones. And in the past, I have found Makeup Forever foundations to pull very warm and very yellow on me, so I was afraid to order light with neutral undertone, light with golden undertones. So I ordered fair with neutral undertones, which is way too light, and medium with neutral undertones, which is way too deep. There is fair, and there is medium. And even though it is a little thicker consistency, it does feel lightweight and creamy. I am going to have to do a little mixology to get my custom shade. Ingredients include glycerin, squalane, and sodium hyaluronate. It does not contain any SPF. It does, however, contain denatured alcohol fairly high on the list, so this isn't a product that I would use on an everyday basis. And it has less than 1% synthetic fragrance. It does have a very light, pleasant floral scent that dissipates quickly. In addition to lots of skincare claims, which I usually don't pay too much attention to, they say this will give your skin an instant and long-lasting boost with hydrating and plumping skin tint, buildable, sheer to medium coverage that leaves a radiant, healthy skin finish. Now they say 1 pump for light coverage. Because I'm mixing, I can't actually tell how many pumps I'm using. It does have a nice lightweight gel consistency. It blends really easily with fingers, which is the recommended application method. I was going for light coverage, but I think I actually got more of a light medium coverage. It is really pretty on the skin with a nice, smooth, radiant finish. It sets down to a moisturized but not tacky feeling. Does not accentuate texture or settle into lines, and it wears gracefully throughout the day. No problem getting the usual 8 hours of wear time that I look for in an everyday tint. It is a nice tint, and I do like it. The reason I ranked it a little lower are the shades, the drying alcohol, and I just don't like the gimmicky packaging. Next up, we have NYX Buttermilk Glaze Skin Tint SPF 30. Now this claims to give a non-greasy glazed donut finish to the skin. I must say, I was very hesitant to try this. The last thing that I want is glazed donut skin. But it is new, and I did want to include some new drugstore skin tints in today's video, so I picked it up. And I must say, while L'Oreal surprised me in a bad way, this surprised me in the best way. This runs $16 for the standard 30 mLs. This is cruelty-free and vegan. It claims 93% skincare with SPF of 30 using chemical filters. Now, it does have fragrance, second to last on the list. Anyway, it does come in 10 shades, and I picked up the shade 02 Vanilla Bean. You can see it's not too thin, not too thick, very lightweight and serum-y. I must say, the scent is a very, I don't know, I find it to be a pleasant, sort of a tropical fruit scent. It does dissipate upon application, but it is definitely there. but I would personally much rather smell tropical fruit rather than sunscreen. This has a really nice ingredient list, including shea butter, mango butter, niacinamide, glycerin, and sodium hyaluronate. Now it does contain fragrance, but it is second to the last on the list. This claims to give a lightweight coverage with a glowy skin tint finish, and it does claim 12 hours of wear time. This feels really nice and moisturizer going on the skin. It blends effortlessly with fingers. Now the coverage is definitely sheer. I did try to build it up a little by stippling it on with a brush, but the most coverage that I could get is a very light coverage at most. It does feel a little tacky at first, but it dries down to a really pretty glow, not a glazed donut finish. Now I didn't powder any of the tints I'm sharing today. I wanted you to see the finish. Although I will say my lights and even the window daylight does add a little more glow than you see in person. But if any of these tints have a little too much glow for you, you can always use a little powder. Like I said, I am so surprised how much I like this. It's very pretty on the skin. Even though it is glowy, it doesn't accentuate texture or settle into lines. This offers just enough coverage to take the redness down and even the skin tone a little bit. But once it dries down, it is virtually undetectable. Perfect for a no makeup day, and surprisingly long-lasting for such light coverage. It fades very gracefully without doing anything weird. This delivers on its claims. It's definitely a keeper. Now these last two products are actually a tie. I really can't decide which one I like better. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Soothing Serum Tint with Peptides and Ceramides, another long name. This runs $36. However, it comes with a whopping 45 mLs, which brings the price to 80 cents per ml, which is not that much more than L'Oreal's 68 cents per ml. Really nice price point for such a high-end product. I probably should have ranked it higher just based on price point alone. Anyway, this is cruelty-free, vegan, no SPF, no drying alcohol. It does contain less than 1% fragrance, which I don't detect at all. It does come in 20 shades, and I am in the shade 4 Light Neutral, which works really well on my skin tone. And I love the serumy, cushiony, creamy consistency. Like I said, I don't detect any scent whatsoever. As you can see, I was having a natural, no-style hair day. Still a little damp. Anyway, here are the claims and the ingredient list. Vegan collagen peptides, smooth skin texture and plump fine lines. Ceramides to strengthen, care for, and protect the skin barrier. Cactus extract, an antioxidant booster that hydrates and soothes. It also contains glycerin, triglyceride, squalane, and sodium hyaluronate, so excellent for dry skin. I actually do feel this is offering skincare benefits. It claims light to medium buildable coverage with a radiant finish. This feels beautifully silky going on the skin. Blends effortlessly with fingers. But as you can see, I always like to finish my blend with a damp sponge to make sure it's seamlessly pressed into the skin. Once again, I was actually going for light coverage, but I think I wound up with closer to light medium. It sets down to a moisturized finish, smoothing, plumping, and blurring. Beautifully radiant, but not overly glowy, and does not accentuate texture. Looking at the footage, I think this might be the prettiest of all, probably because it has the most coverage. Anyway, this is a beautiful, moisturizing, long-lasting tint, and I'm really happy I picked it up. And last but not least, and this is the tint that I've been wearing throughout the video, and it is Ciel's Tint and Protect SPF 50 Skin Tint. This is the one I was most excited about. I had heard so many great things about it, and this did not disappoint. Now this is the most expensive at $44, but you do get a little extra product, 38 mLs instead of the standard 30 mLs. This is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, vegan, and it does come in this nice glass recyclable container. Now I am going to put my glasses on so I can read you the ingredients and the claims. Ingredients include hydrators such as allantoin, propanediol, and dimethicones. It also has bisabolol, which is an anti-inflammatory to calm and soothe, niacinamide for barrier protection, and 12% zinc oxide as a sun filter, and no drying alcohol. As far as the claims, it says this is a weightless, seamless, light medium coverage, second skin natural finish. It provides both sun and antioxidant protection. However, I never rely on my makeup for sun protection. SPF in makeup is a bonus at best, even when the label says 50. This comes in 13 flexible shades, but I have such a difficult time ordering shades online, so I did order 2 shades, and I am going to swatch both of them for you. Comes with a dropper style applicator, which is not my favorite, but it doesn't seem to be getting overly messy. So here is shade 3 light and shade 4 light neutral. Now shade 3 is perfect for my winter skin, and I think shade 4 will be excellent for my summer skin, but I am in between seasons right now, so today I am going to blend both of them together. Really nice serum-y consistency. Let's get this on my skin. Now the line between foundation and skin tint can be a little blurry. Sephora calls this a foundation. However, the CL website and the package says tint. At any rate, CL claims this is a weightless tinted serum that doubles as a daily skin protector. Buildable, light to medium coverage with a natural finish. Smooth, velvety, feather-white texture melts into the skin. Non-comedogenic, acne-safe, and no pore cloggers with antioxidant properties to defend against free radicals. CL recommends starting with 6 to 8 drops and blend with fingers, brush, or a sponge and build as needed. I like to start with either my fingers or a brush and finish with a sponge. Either way, it's super lightweight and practically blends itself. I got a really nice, very natural looking light to very light medium coverage. Not makeup-y at all. It sets down without tackiness. It's probably the least glowy of all the tints I'm sharing today, but it does have a really pretty natural satin skin-like finish with just a touch of radiance. Doesn't accentuate texture or settle, and it's quite long-lasting. Now, it does not contain some of the classic humectants such as glycerin, so it's not quite as moisturizing as the others, but not at all drying. Whereas some of the other tints are better for dry to normal skin, I think this one will work for all skin types, including combo and oily. However, I'm not sure if this is going to be hydrating enough for my extra dry winter skin, but it's perfect for my almost normal but still dry summer skin. And once again, I do apologize for the variation in sound balance. I do have a new microphone on the way. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate your time. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please share your favorites so we can all help each other. And don't forget to check out Cindy's video. I cannot wait to see what she tried. And with that, have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video.